What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking you through a full day of eating on a low carb day. Alright, so it is currently 5 o'clock in the morning, so I'm going to be a little quiet because my wife and daughter are still sleeping. This is typically when I get my first meal of the day in, and it's basically my pre-workout. Now the reason why I have to count it is because there's carbs in it, because I use a carb powder. The carb powder that I'm currently using is Intraformance. So I'm going to do 1 scoop of this, which is basically, this is the only calories that are really in, that I factor into this, and it's 100 calories, and it all basically comes from carbs, 24 grams of carbs. So I'm doing 1 scoop of Intraformance, I'm doing 1 scoop of berry lemonade, and then 1 scoop of Alpha Surge raspberry lemonade. I'm going to sip on this, and in about 30 minutes, I will be starting my workout. Today is a push day, so I want a good pump. I want some carbs to fuel me up because I have not eaten anything obviously this morning, so I like drinking the carb powder with my pre-workout because it kind of allows me to work out with not an empty stomach. So this is meal 1, so I'm going to go work out, and then I'll catch up with you guys for meal 2, which is going to be my post-workout / breakfast. So now that the workout is done, alright, so I got to be a little quiet because little tuna is still sleeping, but I will show you guys my post-workout meal / second meal / breakfast. So if you've been following the channel for a while, you kind of know what this breakfast is going to look like. The way I like to do it is my post-workout meal, and then all my meals earlier in the day are usually where I put my carbs, obviously on a low carb day. Even though it is a low carb day, I'm still able to get in carbs for my post-workout and my breakfast. You just got to be a little strategic. So let me show you what it is. So I eat breakfast pretty much the same time every morning. Like I said, as soon as I'm done working out, I'll eat breakfast, which takes place about 6:30. I eat the same breakfast every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it consists of two eggs, a cup of egg whites, 40 grams of oats, a little bit of almond milk, some chocolate collagen that's going to be mixed in with the oats, adds flavor, and adds, I think, 15 grams of protein. It eliminates just boring oatmeal. And then I have a protein shake, and that's pretty much it. So let me make this up, and then I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so breakfast is served. Again, I got my cup of egg whites with 2 whole eggs, a little bit of cheese, some salt, and then for the other topping, I usually just choose random seasoning. Sometimes it's like a chicken seasoning. Like today it was, I think, roasted garlic. I usually just sprinkle some type of seasoning on top of it. And then I do no sugar or low sugar ketchup on top. Again, I don't count the ketchup, and that's my eggs. Then I got my omega-3s as my morning supplements, and then I got my oatmeal, again with the collagen in it, and then I got my protein shake. If you guys are interested in any of the supplements, I will put the link in the description below. You guys can find out all the supplements I take on a daily basis. But this is it. This is basically my breakfast. Again, this is low carb. So let me read to you guys the macros real quick. So this will be my second meal. Again, this is like my post-workout / breakfast meal. So for this one, it's a total of 526 calories. I got 63 grams of protein. Obviously the protein's coming from the eggs, the collagen, and the protein. And then I got only 31 carbs. All the carbs are pretty much just coming from the oats, and then 15 grams of fat, 4 grams of fiber. So that is my post-workout meal. Like I said, I have this 4 times a week. The only difference between this and my high carb is I'll add like a banana and then increase the oats, but it's very simple. It has a little bit of everything for your taste buds, so it's pretty easy for me to eat this every single morning, and it's a pretty big breakfast, but it doesn't take long to make. So I'm gonna eat this, and then I will catch up with you guys in about 4 hours when I have my, technically what would be my lunch of the day, around 11:30. So I would say the hardest part about eating healthy day to day and being consistent with it is just finding meals that you actually like. That's the hardest part. Once I found this meal, which again, sometimes it takes time. You got to figure out whether, what kind of protein source you want for breakfast. You got to figure out your carbs, whether you want for breakfast. But once you figure that out, it's really not that hard. I like this meal. It's very easy for me, and it tastes good. That was the hardest part though. And for those of you who are just starting out with like meal prep, that's the hardest part, is you don't know what to eat. But where I got most of my ideas is the internet. Go on Pinterest, go on, watch YouTube videos of full day of eating on people and see what they eat. I went on Pinterest, I typed in low carb, healthy protein breakfast. A bunch of stuff comes up. If I needed a high carb meal, I'd go on Pinterest and say high carb snacks, high carb breakfast, high carb dinner. The information's out there, you just gotta find it. And then if I came across something that I was like, oh, that would look good, I'd try it. I'd see how difficult it is. I would see how much time it takes to make. And then if it was easy to make, it tasted good, then I'd throw it into the mix. And like I said, I could be consistent with this. I literally like to think of myself as like my dog. My dog eats the same breakfast every single day, and I'm very similar to Leo. This is what I eat every single day, and it works. And as of right now, I'm not sick of it. If I was to get sick of it, then I would obviously have to figure out something. But ways to not get sick of it, like when it comes to something with eggs, you could cook your eggs different. I could do maybe a cup of egg whites and then 2 sunny side up, or two over easy eggs on top, so that there's some yolk in the mix. That would switch it up. I could just do a cup of egg whites and maybe 2 hard-boiled eggs if I want it that way. When it comes to the oats, if I want a different flavor, I just switch up my collagen. So it really doesn't get boring with the oats, because again, it's something that tastes different. When it comes to my protein shake, I could switch up the protein. And I even thought about actually adding in some like frozen berries into my low carb. Because if I wouldn't add like a bunch, but if I just sprinkled some frozen berries on top, that might add in some flavor. Will it add in some carbs? Depending on how much I put, yeah. But at the same time, if it's gonna make me excited to eat a healthy meal, then I would look at doing that. Because as long as your meals are exciting and they're healthy, this lifestyle is very easy for you to maintain. So my tip for you when it comes to eating healthy is just find a meal that could be a staple, that's easy, you like it, and then start thinking about, once it's like, oh, I don't want to eat this anymore, think of ways that you can like switch it up a little bit. Because sometimes you don't even have to change your meal, you just have to change how you season it, or the protein that you use, or the condiments that you add on top, and that could change the whole taste of everything, and make it easy for you to maintain. So that's just a tip when it comes to eating healthy. So we are back for meal number 3. It is currently 11:15. I eat lunch at 11:30 every single day. And on my low carb days, my lunch is very simple. It's a simple protein, lean protein, and then with some vegetables or salad. So today I'm gonna do the salad. Now when it comes to vegetables and salad, I do not track the macros of like how much lettuce, how much tomatoes, how much broccoli. I just make a salad. I don't make a huge salad, but I make a pretty good sized salad. And then I always put 7 ounces of chicken breast on it. So the chicken breast is already cooked. I cook my chicken breast and my ground turkey for the week. I usually do it Sundays. Every Sunday I'll cook my chicken breast, or I'll barbecue my chicken breast or stick it in the air fryer. And then I'll cook my 3 pounds of ground turkey. That usually lasts me and Cassie up until about Wednesday or so. And then Wednesday I will cook all that again. So today is currently Friday, so I'm gonna finish off my chicken breast, which means tomorrow morning I will be cooking my chicken breast, and then I gotta cook some ground turkey today. So that's pretty much how I break up actually the prep portion of it. I have to cook, and when I mean cook, I mean like barbecue or air fry, or throw some ground turkey in a frying pan and cook my proteins twice a week, along with doing like my rice and stuff like that. But when it comes to meal prepping, I really only have to prep twice a week. I just gotta keep an eye on the fridge. Like last night I understood that I was running low on ground turkey, so I pulled out ground turkey, and now it's ready to cook today. When it comes to chicken breast, the other day I got home from work, realized I was low on chicken breast. I would recommend investing in an air fryer. It makes things really simple, especially when the weather sucks. Like Tuesday, it was raining extremely bad here, so I didn't feel like barbecuing, so I came home, turned on the air fryer, threw the chicken breast in for about 6 minutes, set a timer, walked away on, played with my daughter, hung out with my wife, came back 6 minutes later, flipped the chicken breast, and I was good to go in about 12 to 20 minutes. So tip number 2, a lot of people think that when it comes to eating healthy, you gotta meal prep every single day. I realistically only probably meal prep twice a week. And then that makes it so that when it comes to making lunch or making my meals, it's a matter of just pulling it out, weighing it, putting it in a container, and I'm good to go. Like right now, I'm gonna make a salad. Chicken breast is already cooked. I'm gonna cut it up, throw it in a bowl, mix it all up with a little bit of ranch, and then call it a day. Another tip, I would highly recommend investing in some like cutlery scissors. It makes life so much easier, especially when it comes to weighing out like chicken or your protein source. So I'm gonna put my scale to ounces. This is my chicken breast, and now all I'm literally gonna do is chop it up until it says 7 ounces. And Leo is sitting right next to me thinking he's gonna get some. Unfortunately, he's not. Now, on the days that I work and I have chicken breast, I actually don't even, I don't even microwave the chicken. So I just make a salad, put all my toppings and everything. Like I said, my salad today is gonna consist of romaine lettuce, some broccoli, and a little bit of cheese, and then some ranch. So I would put all that into a bowl and then chop up the 7 ounces of chicken and throw it on the salad, put it in a container, and my lunch is good to go. I don't even have to microwave it. I just pull it out, put some ranch on it, and there's my lunch. But like I was saying, like variety, since I'm home today, I'm actually gonna heat up the chicken because I've had cold chicken breast all week. When it comes to storing your meat, I would invest in some pretty good containers. Realistically, chicken breast doesn't taste that good after like the 3rd day, in my opinion. And so today is technically, oh, my finger. Make sure you don't cut up off your finger as you're cutting the meat. This is the 3rd day. So the chicken breast today is not gonna be the best, but again, it's not, I think I'm finally getting this meal prep thing because I think I'm finally to the point where I really don't eat things for taste. I just eat it for fuel, kind of like in the Matrix when they throw that nasty stuff on. That's what I feel like. All right, so chicken breast is warming up. I'm gonna make the rest of my salad. And you could get real creative with salads. You can make it a lot more exciting than mine. Me, I'm just kind of like whatever, but you could, if I really wanted to spice this up, I'd probably put tomatoes, which I'm actually out of tomatoes. I would do tomatoes, maybe some cucumber, maybe even some mushrooms, some egg if you wanted to. I mean, obviously when you put an egg on, yes, your fats and your proteins are gonna go up. So if like I wasn't trying to win a competition right now, I probably would. And again, guys, those are like the little tips that spice up your boring, when people talk about like eating healthy is boring, those are ways you could spice it up, not add a lot of calories, and keep you on that healthy lifestyle. Like this is how I see it. If you're gonna add some cheese to your salad, add an egg to your salad, add some dressing to your salad, yes, it's gonna increase your calories. But if it's gonna make you enjoy your salad, if it's gonna make your salad taste good to the point where you enjoy it, and it prevents you from grabbing a bag of chips or making a hamburger or having French fries, I would say that's a win. That's my own personal opinion. Some people don't agree with that. They're like all 100% or nothing at all. When it comes to wanting to do this for a very long time, you gotta find ways that will make this a lifestyle. So for instance, my dressing, I use ranch light dressing. In one serving, there's 60 calories. I would encourage you to get a scale because when you weigh out and you see what 30 milliliters of ranch are, you realize it's a good amount. Where people mess up, and what I used to do, is I'd get that little bucket of ranch and literally drown my salad in it. So a hint, get the lighter ranch. And when you have the lighter ranch, if you really want your entire meal to be coated with ranch without using a lot, put it in a container, add the ranch. This is literally what 30 milliliters of ranch looks like. If it's upside down, I'm gonna start on one side. This is literally what it is. That's about 30 milliliters, and that's a good amount of ranch. You put that in a bowl, you add your chicken, and when you mix it up, your entire salad, your chicken, everything is coated 100%. So I'm not even gonna use the bowl just because I really don't want to have to do dishes. So I'm doing just paper plates. Another tip, while you guys are getting a lot of tips for this one meal, if you use paper plates, you don't have to clean all the time. Because a lot of people, when they think of meal prepping, they're like, I hate doing dishes, I don't want to do all that stuff. Guys, if you cook your chicken or your protein twice a week, that means like twice a week, I have to clean one of these because it's filled with my protein. So I don't have to do that many dishes. And then when it comes to actually my meals, I'll use paper plates when I'm at home. The only time I ever have to do really dishes is cleaning the containers from my lunch at work. So realistically, that meal took about, I don't know, 5 minutes to make. This is what 30 milliliters looks like when it comes to adding one serving size. And again, it's 60 calories, 0 protein, 4 carbs, and 5 fats. So it's not too bad, but this is what it actually looks like, my lunch. Not too bad. Looks pretty decent. Like you can see, that's a good amount of ranch. And trust me, for those of you who know me, you know I love ranch. When it comes to when I used to have a cheat day, oh man, I'd go crazy with the ranch. But all right, so let me read the macros for this. Again, it really just comes down to the chicken breast because I don't count the macros of the actual salad because I'm not that crazy. If you do that, I'm not saying you're crazy. So again, for this, it's really just chicken breast. So the total meal, 327 calories, 62 grams of protein, 0 carbs, because obviously this is a low carb meal. Now, I did just read there's some carbs in the actual ranch dressing, but I'm not gonna trip over 4 grams of carbs. But if you're really taking this serious, then don't use the ranch or track your calories with the app, and then you could go from there. Again, the app that I'm using is the First Form app. I will put the link in the link to the app in the description. That way you want to do it. I've used other fitness tracking apps. There's plenty of them out there. I just like this one because it's very user friendly. I'm also like all about visuals. I like the fact that it's color coordinated, and I like the fact that there's a total of 6 meals you could enter, and at the top of each meal it actually reads off your protein. So I like the fact that I could see what each meal breaks down just on the same page. So again, 327 calories, 62 grams of protein, 0 carbs, and 7 grams of fat. And this is my lunch 4 days a week. Pretty simple. So the tips again, to kind of just reiterate: get yourself a scale, use paper plates, prep twice a week. It saves yourself a lot of time. And then measure out when it comes to your condiments, just so you can see what it actually looks like, because you'd be surprised it's not that much. So it's 11:30. I'm gonna eat this meal, and then I will catch up with you guys for meal number 4. So it is currently 2:30, which means this is meal, what is this? This is meal 4. This is like an afternoon snack just to hold me over until dinner time, which I'll probably eat at about 5:30 or so. All this is very simple snack. So we got a bagel, Sara Lee bagel. We got some peanut butter, and then we got good old maple syrup. Basically all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna toast the bagel. Once that is done, then I'm gonna put some peanut butter on it, and then I will top it off again with a little bit of syrup. Once the bagel's done, I'll show you what that looks like, and then I'll show you the macros of what it looks like also. Now when it comes to measuring out the peanut butter, again, I did it like probably for a week straight of what it looks like. It's really only about that much peanut butter. I don't know if you can see that. That much peanut butter that I'm gonna put on both of these bagels. So it's really just a light layer of peanut butter, just enough so that I can taste it, curb any craving that I may be having in the afternoon. Again, this is kind of like a little cheat code to eliminate you cheating and reaching for cookies or something in the afternoon. So I have this pretty much every day at about 2:30, and it gets me through, like I said, any craving I may have. So let me show you what it looks like. So again, light peanut butter with a little bit of syrup on each one. These Sara Lee bagels are also smaller bagels. Like if I was to get a full-size bagel, the calories and the macros would go up a lot. But since Sara Lee, for some odd reason, makes the bagels muy pequeño, that is why they work. So let me show you what this one looks like. All right, so the macros for this, 265 calories, only 9 grams of protein. Obviously, it's not for protein. This is more just curbing my appetite, making it so that I don't crave or reach for cookies or something in the afternoon. 37 grams of carbs, which obviously all the carbs come from the bagel, and then 9 grams of fat, which come from the peanut butter, and only 1 gram from the actual bagel. So this is a perfect afternoon snack to stop any of those afternoon cravings you might have. So I'm gonna eat this, enjoy it, and then in about 2 or 3 hours, I will show you guys what my dinner looks like. All right, so I'm actually gonna make meal 6 right now. I'm not gonna show you what it is because I want you guys to wait, but just know that I'm making it now and filming this prior to showing it when it actually happens later on in the night, okay? All right, so this is hands down my favorite meal of the day, just because it's like the macros on it are just ridiculous. It's clutch. I actually let my buddy try it one time when we were at work, the buddy that I was talking about in my the video I did on macros, which if you haven't watched that, kind of go back and watch that because that really explains how I got all my calories for today. And that will help you create your own calories and macros, because again, my calories and macros will not probably be the same for you. But anyway, I let him try this and he was just like, oh my God, that is delicious. And it was funny because as I was talking to him like later, he cut me off and he was like, dude, that is delicious. So So anyway, let me show you what this meal is. The macros on this are clutch. It's literally only 2 ingredients. It's super quick, easy, and it is great for those late night cravings that you get. And it also is great to eat right before you go to bed because it involves this type of protein. So again, level 1 is gonna be more like a meal replacement if you can't get a full meal in, or if you need, if you're gonna wanna take a protein before you go to bed, and try to prevent, obviously, your muscles from breaking down, because if you sleep for 8 hours, obviously you're not feeding your muscles unless you wake up in the middle of the night and eat a bunch of protein shakes. Anyways, so for the yogurt, I'm going with this Greek yogurt. It's called Too Good. By itself, I tried it by itself and it's absolutely disgusting. Not a fan of it. Some people really like it. I am not one of those people. So I do 1 serving, 170 grams, and then all I do is 1 scoop of this majestic stuff. I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And this if you are a fan of blueberry, which I am, this legit tastes exactly like blueberry, and it smells exactly like blueberry when you get it. So this is actually the one that my buddy went with just because he was like, that looks delicious. So I'm mixing it up right now. Now the reason why I mix it up right now, I've tried it like mixing it up and then within like 5 minutes of eat it 5 minutes after I mix it up. I personally wasn't, I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was the texture or whatever. It wasn't as good. Could you do it that way? Yes, you could mix it up and then eat it within like 10 minutes or so. I would at least say once you mix this up, oh my gosh, yeah, look at this, look at this, look how this comes. Looks like protein blueberry sludge. So you mix this up, I would recommend at least, like I said, putting it in the fridge for about 30 minutes because it kind of thickens and it settles. Sometimes what I'll do, I've done it before and it was really good to take to work. I'll make it the morning of, as I'm making my breakfast, I'll mix all this up and then I'll put it in the fridge at my work, and then it's like a good, if I get caught up in a meeting or after school something and I don't have time to eat a full meal, I'll take this and it basically is a great meal replacement. So look at this amazingness. I mean, that's just good stuff. So I'm gonna mix this up, or I'm not gonna mix it up, I already mixed it up. I'm gonna stick it in the fridge and I'll probably eat this at about 7 o'clock. I'll read to you the macros real quick on this one though, because this one, it's good stuff. So the macros for this, only 230 calories, 37 grams of protein, because in level 1 there is 24 grams of protein. So 37 grams of protein, 11 carbs, and 5 grams of fat. Great snack before you go to bed. So like I said, I'm making this now, but I'm not gonna eat it until about 7 o'clock or so when I catch up with you guys for meal 6. So it is currently 5 o'clock, which is about dinner time in the Dettorre house. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make, I already made ground turkey, or like 2 days ago. So I'm gonna do 7 ounces of ground turkey. I'm gonna do another salad. Now, if I wasn't doing salad, I'd probably do some type of almost like stir-fry vegetable, like broccoli and all that. I've done that before and that was fine, but right now I'm kind of like on a salad kick. So I'm gonna make another salad and just put 7 ounces of ground turkey on it. Again, ground turkey is a little bit higher in fat, but since I had chicken breast for lunch, I'm still able to hit my macros. If I had ground turkey or say chicken thighs, then that's a little bit too much fat for the day. So I like to break it up. I'll usually always have 1 meal with chicken breast because it's a high protein, very lean protein. And then the better tasting proteins like ground turkey, chicken thighs, salmon, all of that stuff is higher in fat and it tastes a little bit better, but I only try to have that once a day. That way I can hit my macros. So let me put together this ground turkey salad concoction and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Now, typically I do usually add tomato to my salad, but we have not been to the grocery store, so that's why my salads don't look that exciting. They're kind of on the boring side. Again, the cool thing about salads is you could add a lot of different colors and a lot of different textured foods. Like I said, if you added cucumber, that's a crunchy. That's why I put broccoli in. I have found that the more colors you can put in your food and the more, I guess you could, or the more variety you have when it comes to the texture of the food, like whether it crunches, whether it's soft. Like for instance, if you have a salad and you have mushrooms on them, that's a certain type of texture. If you have shredded like hard-boiled egg on it. That's a texture. I can't put croutons in because obviously the carbs would be a little too high. But if you were looking for a crunch, that's when you could add like a cucumber or something like that. So again, my salads are kind of boring today just because we need to go to the grocery store. But typically I'll try to make them a little bit on the funner side, then more exciting. And again, when it comes to salad, you could also switch up your dressing. And if you switch up your dressing, that kind of changes the game. Sometimes, honestly, I'll just do salsa too if I'm doing ground turkey, and that makes it taste that much different. When it comes to actually like meal prepping, you'll start figuring out what works for you and all these different little hacks on playing games with your mind so that you're tricking it so it's not like you're eating the same boring thing every single day. Because again, like this day that you saw today, I eat this 4 times a week, and I pretty much have not changed it up for like the last 2 months. This is what I do. So yes, it is a little boring. Yes, it is kind of the same thing, but it works for me. I'm able to hit my goals, and I really don't have to put any thought or into actually making it. And I think that's what trips up most people when it comes to meal prep or eating healthy. They think it takes a lot of planning, and they overthink it. Don't overthink it, just keep it simple. Gosh dang it, made my salad a little too big, so now I have to actually bust out an actual plate, which you guys know I'm all against actual plates, because then that means I have to actually wash this thing. But it is what it is. I could have probably put it in a bowl, and that would have been smarter, but whatever. So I got my ground turkey. Now I'm just gonna add my dressing. Now the salad's not gonna look that good because you can't see any of the toppings because I had to put it on the actual plate, so it kind of flipped. But let me show you what it looks like. So pretty much the exact same as my chicken salad, but instead it's just 7 ounces of ground turkey. So let me read to you guys the macros for this meal. And this one, again, I don't count the calories and macros for the salad, not even the dressing. If I wanted to, I could, but it's not that serious. So I got, this meal has 298 calories, 37 grams of protein, 0 carbs, obviously, and then 14 grams of fat. The fat is coming from the ground turkey. It's obviously higher in fat. And then I always drink this with dinner. Again, this is like another hack. There's absolutely no calories in it, and I know some people are like, oh, diet sodas are worse than regular sodas. I understand that. I understand I'm not perfect, and some things are gonna happen. The carbonation just helps me out because I am a sucker for soda. Like, if I have a sandwich, I have to have a soda. Now, I'm not one of those guys that has to have a soda at every meal or can drink a soda by itself. If you're people that drink sodas by itself, you're a weirdo, okay? I have to have something with my soda. So this is, again, another way to like get rid of those cravings and kind of keep me sane while I'm doing this. If I was to take out this, if I was to take out the dressing, if I was to take out the bagel and all these other things, I'm pretty sure I would not be able to maintain this for a very long time. So when it comes to your nutrition, I don't like to say it as a diet. I like to say it as nutrition because it's something that you can like maintain for a very long time. If you cut off all this stuff, it'd be very, very hard for you to maintain it for a very long time. You're gonna get crazy cravings, and then most likely you're gonna jump back on your old wagon of what you used to eat, and then you're gonna say, oh, diets don't work and it's not for me. It's not the case. Find little hacks in between so that you can kind of eliminate those cravings. So this is meal 5. Again, like I said, it is 5 o'clock right now, typically right when I eat this, and then in 2.5 hours, right around like 7:30, I'll have my last final favorite meal that I will show you guys of this low carb day. Okay, so we have officially made it to meal 6 of the day. It is currently 7:30, so I'm gonna show you guys what the protein sludge looks like now that it has sat for a couple hours. So look at this. See how it's nice and, yeah, that's good stuff. So it's thicker now that it's sat for, I think, 6 hours or so. And I already told you the macros for that. To wrap up the day of my total calories along with my total macros for the day, on my low carb day, I consumed 1,745 calories, 207 grams of protein, 103 grams of carbs, and then 49 grams of fat. So those are my macros for my low carb day. So I will finish this and then I'll probably be in bed in about an hour and a half. Typically I eat this usually about an hour and a half before I go to bed. I'll drink some water, and then that's a wrap for this day. So I hope this video helped you out when it comes to planning out a day of meal planning for you. You guys already have my macro calculator video that basically breaks down creating a meal plan. And now you got my low carb day, which I eat this every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. And then I'll do another video in a couple weeks showing you what my high carb day looks like. But again, guys, it's very simple. The hardest part is figuring out meals that you like, meals that you could stick to. Once you have that, then there's really no planning. It's just plugging it in and applying it every single day. So I'm gonna go spend some time with my little girl and my wife before we go to bed. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I greatly appreciate that. Again, all my supplements that I take a day are gonna be in the description below, so if you wanna use those, just click on the link. And you guys already know the motto: stay happy, stay healthy, and above all, don't be average. I will catch you guys in the next one.